Thanks for tuning in and welcome to the Post Route Show. And now, here's your host, W. Earl Kitchings.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of the Post Route, the show where we dive into conversations with Black quarterbacks, both past and present. I'm your host, W. Earl Kitchings, and as always, the show is proudly brought to you by Quarter Phi Back, the preeminent fraternity for Black quarterbacks and home of the prestigious BIP Memorial Trophy, the only national award that honors the top Black quarterback from an HBCU and the top Black quarterback from high schools around the country. We're pleased to have you join us tonight, and we hope that you enjoy our show and our content. If you are interested in being a supporter and follower of what we do, we ask you do a few things. First, you can hit the like button. Second, you can subscribe to our channel. We're on YouTube. Also, tap the notification bell so you never miss an episode of the Post Route. And most importantly, check us out on Instagram at quarter_phi_back and pick up on all the latest happenings, news, information, motivational quotes, you name it. We're putting it all together here at Quarter Phi Back and the Post Route. As always, we are happy to have a rising freshman because on Thursday, he graduated from high school. So now he is about to make that transition to go from high school to college. This young man had a phenomenal season in his only season at Hot Springs World-Class High School, and that is the name of the school. I'm not throwing that in there, but they are Hot Springs World-Class High School out in Hot Springs, Arkansas. This young man is I know they got him listed at 6 feet, but you know, an old SID myself, I normally, if you're close to 6'5", 11, I normally just go ahead and give you that inch because anything beyond 5'11", you're getting close to 6 feet. So 6 feet, 170 pounds, I guarantee you they're going to give him that when he get to college. He ended up the season with a 10-2 record, 6-0 in the conference, went 1-1 in the 5A playoffs, lost a nail biter. Let me tell you, a nail biter to Morrilton High School in the last 2 minutes of the game. I know it's painful to talk about, but during that game, he threw for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. Over the course of the year, he played in 12 games, total 3,581 yards, 45 touchdowns, had a quarterback rating of 131.7, and that's real good. So before I let him come on to us live, let's look at some of the highlights of the phenomenal Bishop Allen.
We must pay homage to him.
You gotta love the action that you just saw. Please join me in welcoming from Hot Springs, Arkansas, number one quarterback Bishop Allen. Bishop, welcome to the post route. We've been having some technical issues here, but there he is, Bishop.
Oh,
Yeah, we got you. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing great. Welcome to the post route.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Not a problem, man. Let me ask you this: going back, just looking back over 2025, was it a surprise to you that you ended up with 3,500 plus yards and 45 touchdowns, man? Did that shock you?
No, sir. I knew I was capable of that. It was I just need to be in the right, right system and have coaches that trusted me.
Well, obviously, migrating from Nevada uh, to Hot Springs in Arkansas, man, you must have found the right formula because they're going to miss you something awful, man. What you have left a void in the Trojans offense.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But but a phenomenal season, man. I mean, after you guys kind of went 1-1, y'all went on a 9-game win streak, and man, you were lighting it up. I am like so impressed with the way you handle your business on the field.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
how did the people in Arkansas and Hot Springs feel about you doing what you did this past year, man? Because it's like you were kind of unknown. Nobody knew about you. Nobody knew
Right.
what you were bringing to the table.
Right.
What was that all about?
I always had that chip on my shoulder. I always feel like everybody doubted me. I'm not the biggest, so I try to play above my size and stuff like that. So I came with that mindset, trying to just kill every game. Every game, I'm just trying to kill, show that I'm the best player on the field. And I feel like, Hot Springs, the people here, after like I say the second, third game of the season, they knew this was the real deal. Like I was the real deal. Like, yeah, like I came to perform.
Well, perform you did because just looking at some of those highlights. Now, as I'm watching you, I had a couple of questions formulated in my mind as I'm watching. Number one, when a quarterback is scrambling the way you are, man, how do you find time to pick up a guy in the end zone after you're scrambling around like that? I mean, how do you get that focus? Because that is like a millisecond almost to get that focus back after you've been chased around the field to know where your guy is. How does
Right.
that work?
I've been doing it since Little League, so it's kind of like natural. Since I was to be able to throw a ball, it's been natural. Just run around and make plays. It's just like backyard football to me. I'm just having fun, and I know what I'm capable of doing. So it ain't really nothing new. It's natural.
Man, you punish those defensive linemen and linebackers like that, man. I know they just really, wish they could have gotten their hands. If I could just get close enough to him.
Yeah, that's how they be. They be telling me after the game and stuff like that. Man, you quit. You had me tired the whole game. Like, yeah.
Well, I'm sure you did. And then the other question I had, and it's just become kind of common, man, you guys jumping over guys when they're about to tackle you. I mean, does that even do you even think about getting hurt doing that? I mean, because that's kind of dangerous in my mind. It's like because if that dude moves one way or the other, you could be seriously injured. I mean, do you
Nah,
think
yeah.
about that? It doesn't matter.
Nah, it don't matter. During the game, you're not really think about what's gonna happen after. You just do whatever you feel you need to do. So like me hurdling, I just like so I'm trying to get in the end zone, so I'm gonna do whatever it take to get in the end zone. So that's hurdling, trucking, juking, it don't matter. I'm gonna do whatever my body thinks at that moment.
Well, I'm glad to know that you can follow your body that way, man, because I'm sure you put on quite a show through a lot of games this past years. I mean, um, had they ever had a quarterback to perform as well as you did this past year, man, in the history of the school? Do you know of?
Yes, sir. Like I think he was there my sophomore year around that time. Yeah, they had a quarterback right there because I broke his records. I broke all his records there. So yeah, they had a quarterback there for sure.
Man, you got to feel kind of good when you break a guy's record, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, you definitely did that, man. And man, you had to be one of the top quarterbacks in the state of Arkansas, if not the top quarterback. I can't remember because I know you got on our radar, and it was just impressive to see your numbers build every week, man. But you put on quite a show this past year, man. So kudos to you for stepping up the way you did, because it's tough going from being that guy who's the guy on the bench to getting the call. They give you the keys to the car. Here you go, Bishop. Here are the keys to the car, man. Take us to
Right,
the land.
right.
What were some of the more exciting games for you this past year that you really had a lot of fun with?
Um, I'll say most exciting games I had this year was Arkadelphia, because that's always been a rival since I was at Malvern, because I was at Malvern prior to that.
Okay.
So that's always been a big game for me. So that game was definitely I was looking forward to all season. I'll say Parkview, because they was one of the best teams in 5A, number one team in 5A.
Okay.
They won state like I think 3 years in a row. They haven't lost to a 5A team since us. So, going into that game, we had that mentality, we finna shock everybody, put ourselves on the map. And that game right there separated ourselves. Everybody knew that we was coming this season after we beat them. So that was
Okay.
exciting. And then I'll say the Lakeside game, because, it's Hot Springs rival, it's an inner city rival. So that game was pretty turned. And I was excited for that one too.
Well, let's talk a little bit about rivals, man. I mean, when you get to that rival week, man, what kind of things are going on between the two schools or at your school when it's rival week, when you're playing that rival? Because I know here with my high school here in Jacksonville, we got a rival, man, that's within a half a mile.
Right.
I
Um,
mean, it's just that close. So what is it like for you guys?
uh, I'll speak on it. I mean, I don't really be into all that stuff. I'll be prepping for the game, what I'm saying? Just get ready for that week. But it's a real big thing. It's like, the city really be excited about it. Especially it was actually for the conference championship too. So whoever won that game won the conference. We're going to say week, I'll say it's pretty intense. We don't like them, they don't like us. So it's a pretty intense game, and it's always like I don't really know much the history behind it, but all I know is it's very important to Hot Springs, and yeah, it's one of them games for sure. Probably one of the biggest rivalries in the state.
Well, of course, man, because first and foremost, uh, it's a lot of smack being talked. Y'all folks,
Right,
if you're not, other people are talking trash, man. I'm talking
not
smack
fast.
about who's gonna win the game and how
Right,
big the score is gonna be and things like that. So yeah, I can understand you not being so caught up in that, but man, let me tell you, um, healthy trash talking, not that negative trash talking, but a healthy trash talking, it only makes the game more exciting because you can't
right,
wait for it to come. I mean, and then depending on who wins or lose, it's 365 days until you get payback. You
exactly.
know,
Yes, sir.
so you if you're winning, yeah, you're happy about it. If you're losing, man, you're thinking about that game for 364 days.
Right,
So
yes, sir.
okay, now help me understand. I mean, I know you may not quite understand why, but I'm really excited to know that the school is called World Class High. I mean, is it that great of a school? I mean, y'all got some phenomenal things going on over there, man. I mean, what makes it world class?
I don't, I've been there for only like a year or so, but being there is a very great school. You know what I'm saying? We got probably one of the best staffs. Principal's nice. Like everybody there is cool. So world class. I mean, I don't know the reason behind world class, but what I say is it's a very exciting school, and they take good care of us.
Well, I would have to agree with that because as I told you in our pregame, I was surprised when I saw that picture of you in the indoor facility. Man, I was like in shock. I'm like, they got an indoor facility at their high school? Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. So, I had to do some research like, wait a minute, wait. Is this kind of the new norm for high schools now to have indoor practice facilities? Well, some schools call them multi-purpose facilities where, football team can practice in there, the track team, the baseball team, the band. So, but to see these facilities, man, I mean, how is that to be practicing indoors, man, as opposed to being in the elements? Does that really make a difference?
I wouldn't say it make a difference, but I would say that we is blessed to have them type of resources. So like if it's raining outside, thundering, we can still practice, get our work in. get the plays in. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say it's very helpful, but I don't really think it changed the fact that, like, say if it's like going rain Friday or something like that, or very cold or something like that. I don't think it really changed the fact, because at the end of the day, it's all a mindset thing. Like you gonna ball regardless, no matter the weather. So I don't really think it changed nothing. No factor.
Well, of course, that is a very true statement that no matter the weather, you're gonna ball, you got to ball, and that's all a part of it.
Right.
But yeah, I agree too that for your school to be at a school where you're blessed to have those kind of facilities, it definitely is a plus to you guys getting your practices in because nobody likes missing practice because the weather is bad. So
Right.
even when the practice is bad, you guys know you're going inside and that's going to work out. So that's great. Um, I was also looking at the fact that I was looking at a picture of your head coach and your assistant coach. Man, talk a little bit about those guys because I know they played an important role in your
Yes,
growth
sir.
this past year. Talk a little bit about your coaches.
Coach B, Coach Barnett, that's my guy. He the one that got me in there and really told me like, hey man, this is gonna be your offense. Saying like you gonna lead the way. He really gave me the keys to the Ferrari type. So you know I really appreciate them guys. I appreciate my OC Coach Whitmore. Me and him always. He was very he would list like me and he'll communicate. We had that type of relationship. We communicate some things, you know what I'm saying? Like if I like this play call, we'll, talk about it. Or if I like want to do this play, we'll talk about it, you know what I'm saying? So like we had that relationship and you know what I'm saying, my own line coach, I think them, I think everybody on that coaching staff, you know what I'm saying, they really helped me. They was cool people, we all had that close relationship. And I feel like that played a big factor in our success this year.
Would you say that they entrusted you well enough that you could audible when you felt like you needed to without having to look to the sideline and check in? You
Yes,
saw
sir.
what was out there and
Yes,
they
sir.
gave you the green light. Hey, audible if you need to.
Yes, sir. No doubt, they did actually. They had that much trust in me. So they told me if I don't like something and I want to change something, I had to. What I'm saying, I had the keys for Ferrari. So they told me, the ball's in your hands. We trust you. We know what you can do. We know what you're capable of. So yes, yes, sir.
Well, I'm sure that made a big difference for you, man. When the coaches have that kind of trust and confidence in you,
Yes,
that
sir.
means your teammates gonna have that kind of trust and confidence in you. So as long as everybody's on the same page that way, that's all well and good, man. That's great. I mean, kudos to your coaching staff because, man, to entrust you like that, you really must have impressed them in spring practice, man, for them to feel that this is our guy, and coach tells you, hey, man, you my guy. Here are the keys to the Ferrari. Let's ride.
Yes, sir. No doubt.
No doubt about that. The fan atmosphere at your high school when you guys are playing football games, how good is that, and how big of a difference did that make sometimes when you guys were in close ball games?
You know, they really made a big impact. Some games like if it's a close ball game, you hear the crowd going crazy, and it really gets us into the game. When they live, we get live, and we know we got to put on the show for the fans every time. So every time we step on the field and we see the fans in the stands, we know we got to put on the show. And it was really good. But you know, I'll say the first two games of the season, we didn't really have many fans. Like we didn't have many fans because the year before that they wasn't. They had a
That
really
good. They
yeah,
weren't that good.
they weren't that good. So people really was doubting us before the season. Like some good people was like, man, y'all not gonna be that good. I'm like, I wasn't really tripping. I'm like, man, y'all finna see, y'all finna see. And then towards the middle of the season, then everybody started coming out, and they was like, oh yeah, these guys are the real deal. So yeah, it definitely got packed towards the end of the season, and the fans really showed out.
And did the atmosphere of the student body also change, man? Because the students, they're not believing and they don't know what they expect, and they're coming off a losing season, so they're not really hyped about it. But when the winning started, what was it like in the schoolhouse, man? I'm sure that, man, everybody knew who you were by that sixth game. Everybody knows Bishop now.
Uh, it was crazy. After we started winning, the students there. like the confidence you see like the confidence starting to come up. Like everybody talking like, yeah, this our year. This is the year for sure. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even the type to like be selfish or nothing because it was a team effort. You know, everybody on that team played a big part into our success. We had some real good guys this season. I, I believe we had the best receiver core in the state for sure, no doubt. Probably the best offense in the state. So it all played a big factor. So, but student wise, like everybody was really excited for the season. Every Friday, everybody was excited. You know, we had a student section. They showed out for sure. They played a big part in that. So yeah, everybody played a big factor after school in our season, our success in the season.
So do you guys have pep rallies on Fridays before the games?
Uh, I think we did sometimes. We did for sure sometimes. Yeah, we
Sometimes,
did. Yeah.
but not for every game.
Nah.
Oh man. Well, just going back to the day, man. Every time we played a game on that Friday, school was out at 3, 2 o'clock. Everybody to the gym because we got to get hyped and crunk because it's getting ready to be game time.
Nah, I feel
And
that. Yeah.
yeah, and when you're kind of in that mode of you're not bragging about it, but when you're in that kind of winning mode and you get that kind of confidence that, hey, man, you have confidence that you can beat anybody,
For
man,
sure.
those pep rallies are just really, really hyped, man. So,
Right.
yeah. Well, that's great. I'm glad that all of that has kind of made for a great senior season, man, because um, you know, when that final second ticked off the clock in that last game, man, and that was a nail bite. I looked at the article on that game, man, and it came down to the last couple of minutes. I
Yes,
mean, you
sir.
guys had a 1 point lead and you were holding on to it, but when that last second ticked off the clock, man, and you kind of like, well, it's over. What did you feel at that point?
Shoot, when that last second hit the clock, because we had the ball last. Actually, we had the ball like 30 seconds left. So
Okay,
you know, we try to get down the field, and then last play we threw a Hail Mary. But when that last second hit, it was just everything like all the emotions started coming in. I'm like, man, this is my
yeah,
last high school football game. And like, and I was really upset on myself because you know I ain't played the best game that game, but because you know I really wanted it bad this year. I wanted to win a championship for my senior year and for Hot Springs because you know it ain't been done in a long time. So, but when that last second hit, it was definitely emotional for me. I really, you know, it was just, yeah, I don't
did
even want to
you?
think about it.
Well, I understand that, but at the same time, man, you start thinking about, well, maybe not that moment, but the next day and the next week, you just start thinking about all the things you had accomplished and all the things you had done and all the successes you had done. So, yeah, one game, yeah, it's over, but man, look at all that I did.
All
I
right,
mean,
exactly.
win the conference, 3,500 yards. You're right in the mix, possibly getting to the state. So yeah, it was a lot, man. So yeah, it's gonna be emotional, but hey, you did what you did. You did
Yes,
what
sir.
you could. So hey, congratulations on that.
Yes,
So
sir. Thank you.
now that you have finished that high school part of life, man, I mean, graduation was Thursday. Was that kind of cool?
Yeah, that was fun. That was awesome. Yeah, it was an exciting moment that day.
Did everybody give you a standing ovation when they called your name?
Nah, nothing like that. I mean, everybody was clapping, but it wasn't. I ain't
Okay.
even that type of guy anyway. So yeah, it was smooth.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. So you've had a good senior year in high school. Now it's time to turn your attention to the next phase of your athletic life.
Yes, sir.
Um, what are before you answer that, tell me what were one or two of the things that you learned most about you from this past football season.
Uh, I'll say I'm capable of leading the offense, and I learned that I could really, you know, make every throw on the field. Like, and I feel like I built that confidence to make every throw. So, you know, that was like two things I learned from the season. You know what I'm saying? Like looking back at my film, I was like, you know what I'm saying, I had a lot of confidence going to that season. So two things I learned is like I know I can make every throw across the field and I know I could be one of the best quarterbacks coming out of
Okay.
2026.
Okay. So as we look to you turning your attention to the transition of going from high school to college. What are some of the things you're zeroed in on to try to make that happen for you right now? Because I know everybody's trying to find a place to land, and
Right.
sometimes it doesn't happen right away, and sometimes it's a reason why it doesn't happen because the best could be coming to you at the last minute.
Right. I'll say mainly just trusting God. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave it up to God that He gonna put me in the best position for me. So I ain't really like stressing about it. I just leave it up to God, and He gonna make the right decision for me. Wherever I feel is comfortable and that's home, I feel
Yeah.
like He'll bring it. And also just staying down, not really being too big headed, just staying down, keep working. I'm just I'm at home right now, so I've been working out. You know what I'm saying? Just
Okay.
waiting for that opportunity to come through. And
Okay.
I'm just blessed for whatever I get. I'm just blessed.
So have you had some calls or letters or
Yes,
interactions
sir.
with any coaches from some of the schools? What are some of those schools that you've spoken to already?
I spoke to Henderson State. I spoke
Okay.
to um it was school in South Carolina State.
Okay.
Um I spoke
Okay.
to it was a JUCO in Oklahoma, NEO, um and I think a couple JUCOs in Cali. So yeah, it's been around and it's been a lot actually. So I can't even really
Okay.
name off the top of my head, but it's been a couple.
Okay. Now, I'm glad to say that you had gotten some interest from South Carolina State. Are you familiar with a lot of the black colleges, or you hadn't heard a lot about them?
I'm familiar about a lot of black colleges, just not that one particular. That was pretty new to me.
Okay, so uh, just so you know, they are the defending Black College National Champions.
Yes,
Going,
sir. I heard. Yes, sir.
okay, you heard about that, right?
Yes, sir.
And they won their national championship in unbelievable fashion. They were losing at the half, and they came back and pulled it out. Now,
Well,
I'll say this: both those quarterbacks, if I'm not mistaken, they're gone. Just so you know, the
okay.
quarterback room in South Carolina and the coach over there, he is a phenomenal coach, man. Coach Chennis Berry, phenomenal guy. So just so you know, you'll be in good hands. If that's where you happen to land, you will be in good hands. I
Yes,
will
sir.
say that. So well, that's great. Well, I'm glad to hear that, that transition is starting to happen. Have you taken any visits yet?
Um, no, sir. Actually, I was enrolled at a school in Oklahoma during spring football. So I
Okay.
actually started college early this year, and that was pretty cool. So
Okay. All right. They got football, I'm sure.
yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, is it a place you think would be a good fit for you, or maybe you just want to see what else is out there?
It was a pretty good experience. I played spring football there. I was there for spring. Did spring football there. It was I was just trying to get the feel of college football and learn a new couple things. And I'll say it was a pretty nice place. I'm still just deciding on where I want to go. So like what I'm saying, like it was pretty smooth. But
Well, I mean, yeah, and that whole process of trying to decide where you want to go, man, because in talking to other quarterbacks, they, sometimes they don't decide right away, and sometimes they do,
mhm.
but it just kind of depends. I mean, and the option is yours, and I hope that you find a place that fits you because that's the
Right,
most important thing. You want to be at a place where they're going to care about you and it fits you, and you're going to get all the opportunities you need to. So that's a big thing for me, that a guy is going to go someplace where he's going to be appreciated. Because if they're not going to appreciate you, what's the point? I mean, because
right,
you're going to
exactly.
just be frustrated. You're just going
Yes,
to be
sir.
frustrated. Okay. Well, look, we're going to take a quick time out and take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to pick up and talk about some other things. But just so you know, at this point, we do a special segment called Psyched Up. Dr. William Kitchings Jr. has a segment on our show where he deals with mental performance. And one of the things he's interested in finding out about guys is, the consistency in their preparation and how do you stay consistent in preparation. So when we come back, we'll kind of pick up with that and then we'll talk about some other things. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Our guest tonight, the phenomenal, the one, the only, Bishop Allen, Hot Springs High School, Hot Springs World Class High School, home of the Trojans. We're going to come back and talk a little bit more with Bishop. But before we do, we're going to first get into our commercials and want you to know that, hey, if you have not ordered your hoodie or t-shirt, you can still get that order from our store. Go to our store at quarter5back.com, click on our store, and order one of these hoodies or t-shirts. They're available now. Shipping is free. And as soon as your order gets in, we'll get it right out to you. The Quarter 5 Back hoodie, it's black hoodie, soft cotton, very easy to care for. I guarantee you'll love it. And we would appreciate you repping us whenever you're wearing it so that people will ask you, what's Quarter 5 Back? And then you can let them know. So that's the first thing. If you don't get the shirt or the hoodie, let me tell you what else you can possibly get on in our store. You got to get a copy of my book, The Forgotten QBs, the little known history, information, and statistics about black quarterbacks in American college football. This book documents from 1903 to 1990. This is volume 1. We're working on volume 2 now, but it gives you a lot of information, history, statistics, bios, just so much. So if you want to know more about black quarterbacks in a concise form, order this book. $35 is the cost. Shipping is free. And guess what? I'll get it autographed for you. So The Forgotten QBs is my book. Get your order in today. And then whenever you are thinking about something as it relates to black quarterbacks, keep us in mind. Go to our social media page at quarter_5_back for all our social media information. Well, at this time, we're going to bring you our next episode of Psyched Up with Dr. William Kitchings, Jr. Here we go.
What do you do the day after the habit breaks? Most athletes don't have an answer for that. And that gap between building the behavior and protecting it is where consistency either holds up or quietly disappears. I'm Dr. William Kitchings Jr., and this is Psyched Up. Last session, we talked about how habits get built. Today is the next question. What happens when the trigger doesn't fire? When the week gets hard and one missed day turns into 3? That's not a habits problem, that's an accountability problem. And here's the reframe that matters. Most athletes connect accountability to someone else. A coach checking in, a teammate holding them to something. But research on self-regulation shows that the most durable accountability is internal. A commitment structure you design before the hard moment arrives.
After the interception, I let him know, man, I got your back. Like, I know I made a mistake, but that one play doesn't define me.
Research on habit recovery shows that missing once has minimal impact on long-term consistency. But missing twice begins to reshape the pattern. The first miss is circumstance. The second miss is a decision. That's where accountability lives. So here's the work. Identify one condition most likely to knock your preparation off track. A late practice, a tough loss, a heavy week. Then build one environmental cue that makes re-entry automatic. Film already pulled up before you sit down. Cleats at the door the night before. Not motivation, not willpower, a cue. Removing the decision is what accountability actually looks like from the inside. Accountability isn't the person watching you. It's the system you built for the moment when no one is. I'm Dr. William Kitchings Jr., and this is Psyched Up, a space built for the moments behind the moments.
Well, like they said, you better pay attention to what the doctor is prescribing, because those words, those thoughts that he shares are always on point. We're going to welcome back to the Post Route Show tonight my guest from Hot Springs World Class High School in Hot Springs, Arkansas, Mr. Bishop Allen. Bishop, welcome back to the Post Route.
Yes, sir.
So now, Dr. Kitchings talked about preparation and consistency. So what would be one thing that you say you will do to stay consistent in preparing for getting ready for a game?
I'll say like I usually before a game, I usually like try to like calm myself down. So put on some earphones, listen to music. Throughout the whole day, I try to stay calm. Don't try to do too much because I don't want to tire myself up before the game or nothing like that. So I'm really just laid back the whole day and just don't I don't think too big on the game. Just relax and just be myself and just go out there.
So, is there a certain song you listen to before every game?
I wouldn't say a certain song, but I'll say I listen to a couple artists before a game that really get me locked in before the game.
And if you had to lock into that one artist for every game, who would that artist be?
It'll probably be Lil Dirt. Yeah.
Okay. Not familiar, but okay. If that's what
Yeah.
drives and gets you motivated, hey man, roll with it, because those are the things he was speaking about. When you do something consistent all the time, calming yourself down, doing the things that keep you calm. Listen to that song, that music that drives your motivation. That's consistent. Even
Right.
as you transition from high school to college, don't get away from that, because that's kind of built into your DNA now. It's like, hey man, I'm off a little bit. Let me put on my headsets and listen to my man Lil Dirt.
Right.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay. Now, I know your dad's waiting to come in here, man. I can't wait to bring him in because, let me tell you who I've had the most fun talking to before I got a chance to talk to you and your dad, man. Do you know?
Who? My
You know.
grandmother. Yeah.
Boy, let me tell you, we have had
Yeah.
some conversations, and she is just one fun person, man. And
Yes,
let me
man.
tell
Yes,
you,
man.
she loved herself some Bishop Allen.
Yeah, she plays a big factor in all this. Actually, a lot of my success too.
Man, she is quite a person, and we've had so much fun laughing about things we are have in common, things talking about you and getting you to the next level and what you're doing. We have talked about it all. So I told her that, if anything goes wrong tonight, it won't be my fault. I said, Miss Allen, it won't be my fault. It's gonna be Bishop's fault because I don't mess up.
Yes, sir.
But talk a little bit about, your grandmother, man, and just what she's meant to you the last few years of you being out in Arkansas.
She actually helped since I came. She actually gave up living in Vegas to come stay with me so I can have a place to stay. She moved down here and bought a place for us to stay while I was at Malvern. So I'm really blessed for that. As she came, she sacrificed a lot for me throughout these actually 3 years of me being in Arkansas. She sacrificed a lot. She played a big factor in that, and I really appreciate her. I wish I could show my appreciation a lot better, but I really do appreciate a lot of things she did for me while I was here.
Can I give you a tip on how to show her your appreciation, man? I mean, and it's the smallest thing, but it'll be the biggest thing. You want to know what you do?
Yes, sir. Let me know.
Say, Grandma, I love you.
Yes, sir. Okay.
It don't get much bigger than that, bro. I'm here to tell you that is the cherry on top of the Sunday. You know, that's what grandparents, parents, they live to hear their children tell them that, man, because it means just that much. So, how many grandparents would sacrifice that much for their grandchild to do what you've done? So, yeah, kudos to her, man. And
Yes,
I
sir.
know she's probably gonna get on me for putting on blast like that, but I had to do it because I've had so much fun with her, man, and just talking to her, and it's a different situation, man. I mean, were you a little I won't say scared, but were you a little nervous about coming from Vegas to Arkansas?
Yes, sir. It was a big change. So it was a real
Yeah.
deal. It was a really big change. It was just coming from a city, what I'm saying, being around a lot of things, come to like a country. It really was a big change for me. I wasn't ready to come to Arkansas. Really, I was ready to go back home. But then a lot of people made it comfortable for me. I knew I found out I had a lot of family here, you know, and the guys that I met while I was down here really made it comfortable for me to settle in. So then, you know, I got comfortable over time, and now, you know, this is home. So yeah, it was a big
Well,
change though.
well, I'm sure it was, man. But when you got people who care about you and love you that way, man, uh, it's not where you're coming from, but it certainly don't make it feel like it's not home. So that was a plus, man. So big ups to all of them. I think you're a big man to make that journey, man. That's a heck of a journey. That's almost like, you know, transitioning from high school to college. So it's like you've already made this transition once. So going to college ain't no big deal right now because you've already done
Right,
this once.
right.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, how far is Pine Bluff from Hot Springs? Do
I'll
you
say
know?
about an hour. I think around an hour 30,
About an
maybe
hour?
an hour. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. Because I don't know if they're aware of you. I mean, if I was a coach at Arkansas Pine Bluff, I'd be camped out at your house.
Yeah.
So anyway, um, if there was a particular if you could go to any school you wanted to go to, what school would that be?
Growing up, my dream school was Florida State. I always wanted to be a
Okay,
quarterback there, you know, because
okay,
you know, growing up, I was a Jameis Winston fan. So
gotcha.
yeah, that was always one of my big dream schools to go to Florida State.
Okay, and Jameis could spin it.
Yes, sir. He could.
But I think a lot of people really appreciate him not just for his athletic talent, man, but he showed some kind of leadership, man. When he got to Florida State, he showed you what kind of leader he was, because man, he was like nothing. He was fearless.
Right.
He was just fearless. So yeah. What other quarterbacks have you kind of looked to kind of pattern your game after, or look up to, or at least think of high quality quarterbacks?
My favorite quarterback, Lamar Jackson. That's my guy.
That's your
That's what
guy.
I look. Yes, sir. That's what I look up to. Growing up, it was actually Cam Newton. That's what really got me into quarterback and the number one. It was Cam Newton.
Okay.
He
Okay.
really played a big factor in me being a quarterback, to be honest. And then, um, and Aaron Rodgers, because he can make every throw. So that's who I try to, you know, have build my accuracy like him.
Okay. Okay. Now, I know a lot of times in this day and time, you know, we're talking about dual threat quarterbacks or pocket quarterbacks. And a lot of times, you know, guys are looking to be of a certain stature. One of the things I brought out in one of the conversations I had was, you know, size doesn't necessarily make the quarterback. Would you agree?
Yes, sir.
So I was bringing that forward because I was like, when I think about guys who are 6 feet 5'11", maybe 6'1", I'm always impressed with Kyler Murray.
Right.
What do you think? What do you think about Kyler Murray?
Yeah, I like Kyler Murray. I was really I was noticed about him when he was in high school because he never lost a game in high school.
Okay,
And then he was like, I think he was around like five. He was like 5'10", 5'9". I was like, and then you know, it was just like he really changed the ways for smaller quarterbacks. You know, so you know, what I'm saying he went to Oklahoma, performed there, had success there, won the first round. So you know, what I'm saying he really built a little way for you know smaller quarterbacks. So he really did play a factor in that.
and you know, Bishop, another guy that's not big, but he's got a big heart and plays a big game, and that's Russell Wilson.
Yes, sir. Was that?
You know, those two guys are kind of like I think Kyler's a lot faster than Russell, but they're kind of in that same mode of they're not the biggest guys, but they got big hearts and they play big and know how
Yes,
to know
sir.
and they know how to make things happen. It doesn't matter whether or not I'm standing deep in the pocket. As long as I can get some space and I can find my receivers, boom.
Yes, sir. And
Okay.
another quarterback I would like to add in that is Bryce Young. Also, I really liked him too. I was
Okay.
watching him coming out of high school, and I was really looking up to him coming out of high school. And I watched him when he was at Bama, and I'm also watching when he had with the Panthers. So
Panthers. Yeah.
yeah, and he wasn't really that big himself. So I say another quarterback that I like that I try to model my game after is kind of him too, because he's not that big and he plays bigger than his size.
Well, you know, as the saying goes, it's not the size of the fight in the dog, it's the size of the dog. I mean, not the size of the dog and the fight the size of the fight in the dog, which
Yes, sir.
means how big your heart is. You know, don't worry about how small I am. Worry about how big I play and how tough and how big of a heart I have. So I saw that in your clips. I sense that in just you talking, and there is going to be a place for Bishop Allen somewhere on somebody's football team, and once you get there, everything's on you then. So yeah, man, just keep knowing that, hey, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yes, sir.
Now when you left Las Vegas, and I'm waiting on your dad to get in here because I know he's got some things he want to share with. Um,
Yeah.
was your dad your coach when you were out in Vegas?
Yes, sir. Growing up playing Little League football, he was my coach.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
So what is it like to be the quarterback of a coach of a team? What is that like? What was that like to be under his guidance?
Uh, it was cool, but at the end of the day, he was still my dad, so it was like he was a little hard on me. But I feel like that would separated myself from a lot of people. Is I could take hard coaching, because he was really hard on me growing up, and he made me tough. And I could take somebody just yelling at me or something like that on the football field, because growing up, he what I'm saying, he was trying to win. He was trying to make me the best player on the field, but he didn't really treat me like on the football field. He didn't treat me like a son. He treated me like a player. So I really appreciate that, because how people try to say, what I'm saying, I'm only playing because of my dad, or I'm the quarterback because
Yeah,
of my dad, but the hard truth is, I would say I was really one of the best athletes during youth football. So it was, what I'm saying, my dad played a factor in that, but I wasn't on the field because of him. I was on the field because of my work.
absolutely, absolutely. So you could really relate to the relationship between Shadur and Deion Sanders, watching them on TV and watching their ritual of when they walk one way, they're father and son. When they come back the other way, they're player and coach.
Yes, sir.
Well, that, unless you are that father son, you really see it, but you may not understand it. But I'm sure you understood it a lot better than most of us.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Uh, College wise, other than football, is there some other sport you played in high school?
No, sir. Just my junior year, I ran track. No, it wasn't my junior year. It was my sophomore year. I ran track, and that was one time. So yeah, I only did one thing. But other than that,
Okay,
strictly football.
strictly football. Okay, and you've had some outstanding trainers, I would suppose.
Yes, sir. Must have. I had a couple of trainers in Vegas, Coach Woe, Coach Rob. I say my dad as well. So them guys got me right, and yeah, they played a big factor too, especially Coach Rob and Coach Woe.
Okay, very good, very good. Well, all those things are definitely important. Now, from the academic side, because I'm a big guy on, you got to do your academics and your sports. What are you thinking about majoring out in college when you get to college? What do you want to major in?
I was still thinking about it, but I was shooting for like the business side, so probably business, majoring in business.
Okay, okay. And any particular aspect of business that really draws your attention?
Uh, well, cause football ain't forever, so but I wanted to think about some like in the sports world somewhere to stay around football, so like business
Okay,
and football in some way somehow.
okay. Would do you think maybe being an agent might be something that you could possibly want to do?
Yeah, I could consider in that probably like
Okay,
an agent or something like that. I could consider in that.
okay. Well, that means law school, right?
I ain't know that. I ain't know
Well,
that.
you'll find out most of the agents. There's only a few that's not, but most of the agents are lawyers. So that's because you got to read through all that. Unlike um, your main man, the guy whose mom stepped in for him, Lamar Jackson's mom negotiated
Right,
his contract. So
right, yes, sir.
so it just showed you that you don't have to be a lawyer. You just got to know business. So
Exactly.
and she was doing everything she could for the goodness of her son. So yeah, I understood all of that. I'm like, okay, so that was pretty big on her part, and I think she got him a pretty decent deal. What do you think?
Yeah, she did. She did. She did actually a good deal. So yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, when you can negotiate like that and command that kind of money for your client, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Well, great. Now let's talk a little bit of fun stuff. What do you do for fun other than football? What kind of things you do for fun?
I'll say I play the game, Sometimes I play the game a little bit, other than football. A workout, I mean, that kind of relates to football, but sometimes if I'm bored, I'll just go throw or something. And I hang out with my friends, I've made a lot of friends here, so sometimes I'll be with them a lot over the weekend. And,
Y'all go to the
just
movies and stuff?
something like that. Parties, just chilling,
Okay.
hanging out, something like that.
Okay. Okay. What's your favorite food?
Uh, I'll say gumbo.
Gumbo?
Yes, sir.
And who's fixing the gumbo?
My grandma in Cali, she used to make gumbo a lot of times down there, and I fell in love
Okay.
with it. So then sometimes my mom, she learned how to make it, and she'll make it sometimes. And hey, gumbo, you can never go wrong with gumbo.
Well, what's it? I mean, because everybody's got a different kind of flavor for gumbo. So what's in the gumbos you love?
Crab legs, shrimp. Think they could
Okay.
put turkey meat in there, turkey meat, sausage, and it's a couple more stuff in there. But I enjoy the shrimp and crab legs. I really enjoy that.
Oh my goodness. Well, those things are delicious, man, especially when they're prepared just right. So I'm not going to ask you about anything else other than, okay, so gumbo. I've asked other guys what their favorite desserts are, and some guys told me, well, donuts and pie. You got a favorite dessert?
Mm, nah, I ain't really big. Well, probably a Snicker ice cream bar. Yeah, that's probably it.
You're not a big dessert guy.
Nah.
Okay. All right. All right. Not a problem. I love it. I love it. So, man, let me tell you, I'm wishing and hoping the best for you as you get ready to go into your next challenges. Uh, and what I tend to do also is I like to ask my guests because I know they may have a question or two. So I like to give them an opportunity to ask me a question that they may have because anytime we've got guests on the show, we're always curious. Well, how did you find out about quarter five back in the post route? And they'll tell us, but then it's like, well, what kind of question might you have for us? Because we're just always curious to find out about, what people think about what we're doing.
Oh yeah. One of the questions I wanted to ask was like, like how you come up with this, like the quarterback, quarterback stuff, all this, the interview, and what drove you to like, make this happen.
Well, first and foremost, Bishop, a book. I wrote a book based on my desire to not see black quarterbacks be um, overlooked, shortchanged, or anything like that, because I've seen it happen too many times. Guys, excellent athletes, excellent quarterbacks, but when they get to some levels, coaches want them to play a different position.
Right.
Hey, can you play defensive back? Can you play receiver? No,
Right.
coach, I'm a quarterback, and I've seen that
Yes, sir.
happen. So that legacy and that history was what drove me to write the book. Um, and I felt like God kind of gave that to me to do because I didn't plan on it. So then after writing the book, I thought my work was done. And I spoke with a gentleman that I met. And when I told him about what I was doing and he saw the book and he looked into my book, he said, well, it sounds like you got a fraternity of quarterbacks based on,
Mhm.
all this information. And when he said that, man, a light went off. And I was like, a fraternity of black quarterbacks? He said, yeah. I said, well, something like quarter five back. And he said, quarter five back. That's it.
Mm.
And since then, my mission has been to preserve the legacies of black quarterbacks and to uh, reach out to as many black quarterbacks to create this show and talk to them about football and things that's going on in their lives and things that they've done. So it's just a testimony to guys like yourself because you're standing on some guys who came before you shoulders as they were standing on some shoulders. And then one day somebody at Hot Springs World Class High will be standing on your shoulders and talking about, well, what Bishop Allen did when he was here. So, but our legacy as black men, as black quarterbacks, that's a special thing. And I just felt there's a need and creating an award to recognize the top black quarterback from a black college, because the awards that are out there, those guys will never win that award.
Right.
And the success we've had with recognizing the black high school, black quarterbacks from high schools has been remarkable too, because, hey, this is an award that, or at least being on our watch list that, hey man, you might not know that somebody's paying attention to you, but out of nowhere, here we come. And hey, we got Bishop Allen on our watch list. Who are these guys talking about Bishop? How do they know about me? Yeah, we know about you because we're tracking. So that's what all this came down to, man. So, so thank you for that. And again, thank you for being a part of that. So,
yes, sir.
What we do at this time of the show, and I'm sorry that we didn't get your dad on, and maybe we can circle back one day and get you guys back on together. But this part of the show, man, is the part where we do our recognition. And I know when we tell guys that they will now become a part of the Brotherhood, we do it this way by saying, Bishop Allen, by you being on our show tonight, you will now become a member of the Brotherhood of black quarterbacks known as Quarter Phi Back. You are now a lifetime member, a lifetime brother, a part of something that will be a part of your life for the rest of your life. So that's what we look like. But you know what I started to think? I was like, people probably like, man, what does this certificate look like? So let me just do this for you tonight. This is the first time we've ever done it, but there's your lifetime membership presented to you, Bishop Allen, Hot Springs High School, as part of the fraternity of black quarterbacks.
Appreciate that. I really appreciate that.
You are definitely most welcome, young man, and you are definitely legit. And we will get you out your special package, gift package with your lapel pin like I'm wearing and some other things in there to make sure you know that we value you. We appreciate you. We think the world of what you're doing. We're here to support you, and anything we can do to help you, don't feel like it's a bother to lean on us, man, because that's what a brotherhood is for, and that's what a fraternity is for. So welcome to the Brotherhood, man, and thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me on here. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. I think we need to did Miss Kennedy ask you for your mailing address? And I probably can just send you an email and get that from you, so we won't take up too much time, because I know we're closing in on that time. But Bishop, hey man, continue to be who you are. Continue to trust in God, man. Continue to surround yourself with good friends and good family. Hey man, one good friend is better than 10 bad friends any day.
Yes, sir.
So anything we can do to help you, and if it don't kill you, it's okay. You know, if it's hard and it don't kill you, it's okay. You just keep striving to be the best you can. So we will be in touch with you real soon, man. But again, welcome to the frat, welcome to the Brotherhood. God bless you, man, and continued success.
Thank you
very much. All right, we will see you on the backside, buddy. Take care.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, another brother into the fraternity, Brother Bishop Allen from Hot Springs World Class High, waiting to find out where he's going to take his talents at the next level. But for now, we got to thank everyone for being a part of it. Thank you to all the people who were in the private chat. Annetta Somerville, Shante Walker, Carrie Allen, Colleen, Janelle, Bray, Two Trim. Man, thank all of you for chatting with us tonight. We thank you. So we want to thank our production team, our producer, Ronaldine Kennedy, our social media director, CD Lazier, our mental performance director and guru, Dr. William Kitchings Jr., and our resident photographer, Mr. Will Relaford. Until next Monday, we'll see you next time. But as we always say, as we close, go deep and go for the bomb. Take care, everybody. Have a great week.
We must